Next, we'll take up House Bill 4434, Representative Hall. We took testimony last week, and I will read in some cards. Mary Pollack from the American Association of University of Women opposes the bill 4434. And then Judy Karenjeff, League of Women Voters, opposes the bill, does not wish to speak. And I will take a motion. There is a substitute, an H1 sub, which I believe everyone has in front of them, and I'll take a motion to adopt that sub.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, could we have a brief explanation of the substance of the sub? Because we don't get very good strikeouts. We simply get the current language. So if we could get a brief statement on that, that'd be useful, I think.
One moment, Representative LeGrand. I'm going to go at ease. Sure. Rep. Lefebvre.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the substitute that was adopted in the Military Veterans and Homeland Security Committee. It simply states that a second offense, if it occurs within 60 days, is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail. That is for an individual who, say you get pulled over and your license expired a couple months ago and you just forgot. The officer would give you, instead of sending you to prison, would give you a civil infraction, and then at that point you'd be on notice that, hey, you really got to get this thing fixed. If in the next short period of time you continue to break the law and don't get a concealed pistol license renewal, then you would get a misdemeanor on that second offense.
Rep. Elder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To Representative Lefebvre, I just want to clarify, this is a modification that was based upon input from Representative Tyrone Carter in committee. Is that correct?
Yeah, the good Representative Carter offered this substitute.
Okay, thank you.
And the bill passed unanimously.
Rep. LeGrand.
I just want to point out whether or not I support the substitute, the fact that the substitute sort of runs contrary to a lot of the narrative we were getting in our last hearing, which was the poor individual who doesn't know and they inadvertently had their license expire. Well, we're now adding a substitute that says after you do that and you get notice and you get pulled over by a police officer and you get it explained to you in pretty darn clear fashion that you're in violation, if you're so fixated on carrying a gun around that you continue to do that even though you've been put on clear notice that you're in violation, then we're going to give you a second break. That's a little harder for me to swallow. I mean, we're talking about a repeated and pretty intentional lawbreaker at that point. Not sure whether that changes my support, but I mean, it certainly, this amendment runs contrary to the inadvertent, gee, I forgot and I didn't put it on my calendar defense. So this is an exception. This is giving an additional break to somebody who has had a law enforcement officer explain to them that they're in violation, and it's so important to them that they walk around in the community with a gun that they keep doing it even though they know they're in violation. That doesn't sit all that well with me.
It is possible that they're just simply waiting for their permit to come back. They might, again, this person is already legally allowed to carry, and they had let their permit lapse. Now it is possible that they have paid all of the fees and are just waiting for the license to come back in the mail. I'm not excusing that behavior, but we're not talking about felons here, people that want to go out and commit harm to people. This is an otherwise upstanding, law-abiding citizen, And the second offense is a serious offense. We're going to put him in jail for 3 months. It's a big deal. I certainly aren't going to willing to go to jail for 3 months, even if the bill package that you're sponsoring does get through.
Thank you, Rep. Lefebvre. Oh, Rep. Berman.
Thank you, Chairman. In regards to that, I mean, it's kind of the same thing where I've had clients get pulled over in the morning for license or tab violation. They get pulled over in the afternoon for the same thing. Here, if somebody gets pulled over in the morning and they get written a civil infraction and they're still carrying their gun that same day or even 5 minutes down the road, and they don't know to take those steps to put it in their trunk or whatever, they literally, then now they're charged with a misdemeanor the same day.
Thank you, Representative. I don't see anything further right now, so we'll take a motion to adopt the H1 sub. Rep. Howell, thank you. And we'll take a vote, Madam Clerk.
To adopt the substitute H1 to House Bill 4434, Chairman Phillips.
Yes.
Representatives Lefebvre.
Yes.
Farrington.
Yes.
Howell.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Rendon.
Yes.
Berman.
Yes.
Wozniak.
Yeah.
LeGrand.
No.
Guerra.
No.
Elder.
Yes.
Yancey. Bolden.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 9 yeas. Was Bolden a yes?
Yes.
Yes. You have 10 yeas, 2 nays, 0 pass. The substitute is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And I'll take a motion to report with recommendation as substitute. Rep. Berman, thank you. And we'll take a vote, Madam Clerk.
Chairman Filler.
Yes.
Representatives Lefebvre.
Yes.
Farrington.
Yes.
Howell.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Rendon.
Yes.
Furman.
Yes.
Wozniak.
Yes.
LeGrand.
Yes.
Guerra.
No.
Elder.
Yes.
Yancey. Bolden.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 11 yeas, 1 nay, 0 pass. House Bill 4434 is reported with recommendation as substitute H1.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we'll take up House Bill 4331. Representative Lefebvre. We took testimony last week, and let me read in some cards. Oh, we have an individual who'd like to speak, who did not speak last time. I believe since that's the only one, and we do have just a couple minutes, we will allow some testimony. Craig Brunette from the DNR opposes the bill and wishes to speak. I just ask you for your testimony to be succinct.
It'll be very quick.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Craig Burnett, Legislative Liaison for Department of Natural Resources. Yes. So I just wanted to come up and kind of share what our concerns are with the bill. Our concerns are not regarding poaching. Poaching is illegal. This bill has nothing to do with poaching. Our concerns have to do with safety. I just want to lay out a scenario of what happened in Chippewa County a couple of years ago. Individual was in a vehicle, had a gun propped up next to him in the car seat, or in the seat. He was driving down the road. Something around the center console caught on that trigger. That weapon then discharged and fatally shot his child in the back seat. This is all illegal. At the time, still be illegal because it was on a public road. However, we feel that by this legislation moving forward, you're creating that scenario on private property where it could happen again. How often it happen, I'm not sure, but we feel that the cautious and safe approach would be to protect that situation from arising again. So that's a really brief and tried to be succinct explanation of where we are on the safety concerns.
Rep. Elder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your testimony. Your concern is not connected to the husbandry of our wild game population. Then why are you offering testimony on what happens on private land?
We're concerned on the safety issue for having an uncontrolled loaded weapon. We're concerned with that weapon that can just be loaded in or upon a vehicle, uncontrolled around individuals, and could accidentally discharged. This situation happened in a truck. That truck could just have easily been on property. And a cell phone cord or something else is what we believe happened in this situation and caught the trigger and went off. That's what we're concerned on. Somebody that's going to illegally poach an animal, we already have laws on the books. This bill does not impact that one bit, in our opinion. We're concerned with the safety and well-being of people that are choosing to hunt and those that are choosing to be around that individual while they're hunting.
Rep. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When we had testimony on this, someone claimed that if you rest your gun against a truck, you're breaking this law. Is that true?
I believe that is true.
Okay. Thank you.
I see no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Recommendation? Oh, excuse me. We're going to turn on the microphone, and we're going to read in the cards. Judy Carendiff, League of Women Voters, opposes, does not wish to speak. Mary Pollock, American Association of University Women, opposes, does not wish to speak. Representative LaFave makes a motion to report with recommendation, and we'll take a vote. Madam Clerk?
Chairman Filler.
Yes.
Representatives LaFave,
Yes.
Barrington,
Yes.
Howell,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Rendon,
Yes.
Berman,
Yes.
Wozniak,
Yeah.
LeGrand,
Yes.
Guerra,
No.
Elder,
Yes.
Yancey, Bolden.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 10 yeas, 2 nays, 0 pass. House Bill 4331 is reported with recommendation.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.